Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Game 2 of our Thursday, it's not Thursday, of our Wednesday night doubleheader. Staying in Division B, we are switching coasts. Off-brand cereal versus 10 armor. And apologies in advance, my daughter is very active behind me, so we may get a hitchhiker onto the cast if you hear her. That's what that is. So, off-brand cereal. Bumping up a couple of divisions from last season into Division B versus one of the couple of returning Div B West teams in 10 armor. Although they do have a couple of new roster adds this season in the form of Puffy and Mid-Pace. So it looks like Game 1 will be on Towers of Doom. That was Off-Brand Cereal's choice of map. We need to have you guys switch sides. All right. Thank you. All right, so while teams are so graciously accommodating me to switch sides so they match the overlays, this will be, I believe, Off-Brand Cereal's map choice. We'll double check. All right, so this is Off-Brand Cereal's first pick, so that means this was 10 Armor's choice of map. Teams are selecting their captain. And we'll be getting Game 1 going over momentarily. I'm multitasking. I'm also getting a tea party at the same time. So last minute casts means a possibly tea party and 4-year-old daughter invade. All right?
No, I'm fine.
You're fine? Okay. All right. So teams should be ready here pretty soon. I've given out the R, and we'll get going here for our first game on my very favorite competitive map, Towers of Doom. After this set, I am not done casting tonight. I will be joining Jason as a co-cast of our Division A match tonight. That will be see, who will that be later on tonight? Why can't I find it? Dread Pirates versus Queen Consorts tonight at 9 o'clock on Jason's Twitch channel. Alright, so this should get started here in just a moment. Alright, game number 1. Towers of Doom. First pick going over to Off-Brand Cereal, first ban as well. Let's see what these guys prioritize here. Stitches banned out. That's gotta be targeted. These guys scouting each out a little bit. Stitches is not a hero the first banned very much, so I imagine that's gotta be either something specific to their comp that they don't want to see, or more likely a targeted ban over at the side of 10 armor. Diablo taken off the board for 10 armor. And the Zera ban. Zera has had a very big impact here in the early goings of the Nexus Gaming series. High ban rate, high pick rate, big impact. We've seen a number of highlight plays on the back of the VP. And just last set, a short while ago, we saw how very impactful Maiev can be. So Maiev banned out by 10 armor will not see that hero this game. Alright, so let's see who Off-Brand Serial takes for the first pick, who they prioritize, what they're going to build their comp around, and it's going to be Dahaka. So good on Towers of Doom. The ability to brush talk in the bottom lane, it really gives you the chance to invade those bottom sapper camps, because you basically have a 5-on-4 at will. A response from 10 armor is going to be Garrosh, Jaina. I love it when you see teams pick Jaina with Garrosh. Not only do they go together oh so very well, but Jaina is really annoying to play into as Garrosh, so it keeps that away. And Off-Brand Serial responding with a little bit of a retro comp, a little bit of OG action with a Tassadar Vala. So it's going to be a double support hyper carry Vala composition coming out here for Off-Brand Serial. So who is the ban going to be if you're 10 armor? You pick out a double support that you don't want to see going on the other side. They're a tank, maybe a Nubarak that you want to ban out. You don't want to see Off-Brand Serial get their hands on. And it's going to be Ariel. That's a really good ban. That was the support that I was talking about. You don't want to see Vala, Ariel, Tassadar. That's kind of a really great trinity there. Vala keeps the Ariel powered. Tassadar shields for the lifesteal. Cassia banned out for the side of Off-Brand Serial. So 2 picks coming out of 10 armor. How are they going to respond to what is going to be a hyper carry comp? And it's going to be Tyrande Leoric. So the kill pressure is very real. Garrosh, Toss, Stun, Hunter's Mark. Lumpico is very good on Tyrande. And it is going to be a Nubarak, as I speculated, coming out for Off-Brand Serial as the main tank. Let's see who that second support is it going to be. Is it going to be Uther to try to respond to the burst damage? Rhaegar for the Ancestral. And Rhaegar actually helps make up for the lack of wave clear sometimes double support comps have. We're seeing a lot more of Rhaegar recently. Last pick here, 410 armor. I imagine some kind of damage dealer to complement the Jaina. Raynor would go great with the ace in the hole at 1, and that's who it's going to be. So a very standard traditional comp from 10 armor. Two assassins, one ranged or one auto attack assassin, one mage burst assassin, Leoric in the off lane, and more of a slightly off convention composition for the side of Off-Brand Serial, going with the hyper carry Vala Tassadar. So is Vala going to have the space to operate, keep herself alive, and pumping out the damage? There is a lot of CC, not to mention the Entomb from 10 armor, and even with Tassadar shields, if they get their hands on that Vala, she is not going to last very long if they can get the Entomb on her, or if Garrosh is able to toss her. So positioning by Mad Buddha on the Vala is going to be paramount to their success. Really needs to toe the line between aggressive positioning close enough so that Vala can do consistent, steady damage, but positioned in such a way that she doesn't get caught by the Entomb. And that's going to be a very tough line to toe for our Vala player here today. She doesn't have a lot of range on her abilities. You know, you really need to kind of put yourself in the danger zone to get value out of Vala. So we're going to keep a close eye on that, see where he is in those team fights. There's a fair amount of peels coming out by the Anub, and Dahaka sometimes can provide some peel as well. Alright, so it looks like game 1 here, almost fully loaded. Alright, Towers of Doom. Game 1. Division B West. The red team will do it backwards this time. The red team is Ted Armor, with Dave playing Garrosh, Puffy playing Leoric, Pico on Tyrande, Yummy Cupcake on Jaina, and Midnight Haze on Steady Eddie Jim Raynor. The blue team, Off-Brand Cereal, Double J on Anubarak, Asalite on Tassadar, Mad Buddha on Vala, Springlock on Rhaegar, and Rakatan playing the Dahaka the top lane. So Off-Brand Cereal, they're not even going to participate in the ceremonial 5-on-5 team engagement. Nobody eats the owl for no good reason either. But here in the bot lane, they're going to try to get some maybe cheeky fountain damage here. I'm not fountain, tower damage. But a quick rotation from 10 armor. Garrosh is in an aggressive position. They will be quick enough to get away, except for Vala's pretty far forward. There's the dismount. The stun catches him. I don't think they're going to get her, and they're not. But Dave really threatening with the positioning there. In the meantime, we'll have Leoric and Dahaka already just chunking each other out, but Dahaka getting the worst of it. Probably going to have to tap here. Short term anyway. There goes the Vala. Jaina damage on this. Shield to absorb it. Not able to finish it off, but Buddha ate one wave of that Blizzard and it really chunked the Vala. So Dave trying to stack that Q quest here in the early going. Raynor already on the siege camp. Members of 10 armor continuing to posture around, try to get some kind of throw, but Off-Brand Cereal not having any of that. Mad Buddha very aggressive with the positioning. I think it'll be a little bit easier once the tanks are in the equation, because no frontliners are here for Off-Brand Cereal. In the bottom lane, 10 armor does secure the camp, and now they're thinking about invasion. Tassadar does get Gownbreaker on, does not use the throw, because Tassadar can simply dimensional shift away, but here comes the invade. Double J on the Nubrak coming on the flank, as is the Dahaka. They do get the Vala, but Dahaka is here, goes on to the Raynor. Drag lands on Mompico on the Tyrande. He does get out okay, though. Leoric now arriving just in time. This Dahaka is going to go down, and he does. Vala got caught there, and when you're running a hyper carry comp with a Vala, if Vala drops early in the fight, you're already starting on the back foot. They just don't have the damage to really contest those kind of fights without Vala alive. So, as always, first altar spawn is a triple altar spawn. Fifth altar spawn is also a triple spawn. Stun goes out onto Vala, forced to vault away. Dave taking a lot of poke, but he's Garrosh, so he didn't really care about that. On the backside, Tyrande is getting a free stall. The Q from Anubrak does stall her out, and she instantly starts again. Leoric and Dahaka have traded in the top, so both sides have secured their top bell towers. Anubrak is trying to stall here. Dahaka is in the top lane. This is a 4v4, but very ragged. I missed it. Tassadar went down to Jimmy Raynor, and the Ghost Walk Leoric pressuring Vala away. This is going to be 2 bell towers and a kill over to the side of 10 armor, looking very solid here in the early going. So the bottom wall already down. This bottom lane bell tower is very important on Towers of Doom. Groundbreaker goes out. That poor minion ate the toss for Rhaegar. They're really stepping up as off-brand cereal. That toss is going to be up here momentarily. 2 more stacks on the Groundbreaker for Garrosh. The brush-talking Dahaka, and they do land the tongue on the Garrosh. Self-procking unstoppable. Dave going in and then not in and then back in again using the heal to get himself back up. Garrosh just so tough to bring down with that armor when he's in at low health. Well, now with Dahaka all the way in the bottom lane, I would kind of like to see them invade. That's really what you want to do with that Dahaka, is these aggressive camps. You want to use him for that. And there's just a lot of missed soak as Dahaka had to walk up there the long way. Jimmy is here by himself. There goes Vala on the point. Reinforcements coming for off-brand cereal. Jimmy Raynor wisely backs off the point. However, members of 10 Armor arriving not in time to catch anybody, and the sappers charge into the top tower. So about a level advantage for 10 Armor here in the early going. Double altar spawn. Both teams at 8. Groundbreaker goes out. He can't catch the Vala. Nice totem there by the Rhaegar to keep Vala safe. Lampico does immediately start the channel. Double J, with no charge to get away, is in trouble. Avoids the blizzard, but still forced out. On the backside, Dahaka actually forced Lampico off the point. Now Dahaka burrowing in, going to be right in the middle of 10 Armor, lands the tongue on the Raynor, and followed up by the burrow charge, and then the Q from the Anub rank. Raynor is in trouble, running for his life, does get the heals, does stay up. Now members of 10 Armor arrive to reinforce after securing the mid-altar, but Leoric is the first of all. Vala gets tossed, very low health, but they're not able to finish her off. Dave is going to go down, and did my game freeze? And I believe it did. So I'm going to put the BRB screen right back up because I believe my client crashed and we'll have to rejoin this game. Be right back. Alright, so we are back with not too long of a DC, fortunately. Just in time for an altar spawn. Both teams here at level 11. Small core health advantage to 10 Armor as they push in the Pumpkin Saptor, slowly wearing down this bottom fort. Q does not hit. Dahaka still in the top lane. He will burrow directly on the backside, go straight to the Raynor again. Valo burrows in. Great shotgun there by Midnight Haze. Still running for his life. Not quite dead yet, but there he goes despite the Shadow Stalk. However, the Entomb and the Taunt brings down Tassadar fast. And there's the re-engage. Ring of Frost, unfortunately for 10 Armor, catches nobody. Off-brand Serial turning this around. Yummy running for his life. Lampico finally out of the cocoon. Ancestral to keep Dahaka up. Lunar Flare lands on him anyway. Back and forth we go. But I think 10 Armor is going to have to back up, or are they? Now, Raynor is going to be up first because he died first. I assume we're going to get an Owl here to delay. Nope, but the Groundbreaker does. Rhonda landing up on Following up on the Groundbreaker, now Raynor is here to pump that damage in. Dahaka is in trouble. Not dead yet. Neither is Puffy. Health bar so low, but nobody going down. Vala is on the flank, just pumping in damage. 10 armor has to retreat. Archon popped, and that's going to be the end of this battle. Not only do we have a BC by Puffy, but Archon popped with Vala pumping in all that damage on the flank. And there is the pause. So having DC issues here, unfortunately, both the caster, or Puffy on Leoric. Very evenly matched team fights here so far. Back and forth, back and forth. The two things that really changed how those engagements were going. Fortunately, the Ring of Frost wasn't able to connect. And then Vala got in on the flank and just unhindered pumped in all of her damage. I don't know if 10 armor either lost track of her or they didn't have any cooldowns left to do anything about her, but she just melted their whole team. And they were able to convert the Leoric kill. And now will also convert this bell tower, which will even the game. At 28 core health apiece. All right, there we go. The R's coming out. The game has been resumed. Off-brand serial channeling the mid bell tower. And off go to a delayed but still entertaining game 1. So Dahaka starting to play dividends, combining with the extra kills for off-brand serial to give them a little bit of a level advantage. And armor really posturing. They want this bottom fort. It is so low. They are bushing here. I haven't had a chance to go over the level 10s yet with all of the action that's been going on. There goes the Garrosh. Yummy and Lumpico still hiding in the bushes. I don't know if 10 armor thinks they have numbers here, but they don't. Mad Buddha gets tossed, taunted. Raynor putting in the damage. Ring of Frost just misses, but they get Vala anyway. And that's going to be the name of the game, this whole matchup here. If Garrosh can get onto Vala, 10 armor is going to be looking good. And if not, they might struggle. Warlord's Challenge for Garrosh, Ring of Frost for Jaina, Shadowstalk for Tyrande, Entomb for Leoric, and Raynor's Raiders for Jimmy Raynor. For the side of off-brand Serial, we have Archon for Tassadar, Ancestral Healing for Rhaegar, Strafe for Vala, Cocoon for Anubarak, and I believe that is Isolation, and it is for Dahaka. So bottom bell tower finally falling to 10 armor. They've been chipping away at it the whole game and could not have a better time as a double altar spawn will be here in about 10 seconds or so. Off-brand Serial trying to cut off this rotation. Dahaka not here. They have successfully pinched them away. Leoric is channeling in the upper right, though, and they will get that for free. I assume they would try to cut off the members of off-brand Serial, and that gets them, Lunar Flare actually was trying to hold Mad Buddha there, but it was not needed. Ancestral, about a half a second late, they're able to get to the Vala again. And this top left bell tower is still up. 10 armor really should go up there and try to force that out, and now with Vala down, they're going to off-brand Serial wisely conceding the point, and they will return to the bottom lane to try to recapture their bell tower. I don't think they'll be able to get it, though, before 10 armor arrives. It's going to be close at about half health. Unfortunately, Puffy DCing again. Here goes Garrosh, able to cut the members. Rhaegar and Anu might be in trouble. There's the toss. The taunt and the Lunar Flare a hair late. But most importantly, for 10 armor, they were able to keep this bell tower in their possession. And that's a pretty big deal. Raynor will go over here. He will solo the camp while his teammates zone, kill the minions, keep them away from this tower. There's the toss, the taunt, the Lunar Flare. Without Raynor here, I don't think they have the damage to do it. Lunar Flare does catch Vala, though. Great play by Yummy. I think it only caught Vala, but in that scenario, that's really all they need to get it. With Garrosh Cocoon, though, the rest of the members of Off-Brand Serial push forward and are able to secure the kill on the Tehran. There's the toss on the Anubrak, and he is under the tower. No minions here yet. Jimmy coming on the flank, and he will likely be able to finish the job or not. Nice Ancestral by a Springlock to keep his teammate alive. A 1-4-1. However, bottom bell tower still in possession of 10 armor, and they were able to secure the shrine, the Pumpkin Saptors pushing them in hard. Not quite over that line yet, but they're trying to get them in. There's one of the 3 will get in, so 1 more core health converted for 10 armor. In the mid lane, Dahaka and Bot Leoric? Is it a bot? I think it is a bot. So currently 10 armor playing with the bot, able to ghost walk away to safety. Nice play there by Bot Leoric. Yummy is very low. Vala's going to kill Yummy. There he goes. A nice aggressive play by Mad Buddha on the Vala. 10 armor is in trouble. They get Raynor. Garrosh is cocooned, and I imagine will go down as soon as he is out. The noob waiting with the stuns, and there they go. So Garrosh does go down. Now, in the top side, Tyrande actually, I believe, channeled both of those. So despite 3 unanswered kills, 10 armor actually gets 2 of the 3 bell towers. Then that's a pretty big development. They have a significant lead in the core health. Off-Brand Serial responding by taking down this bottom bell tower. Now they are rotating onto the siege camp, trying to take control of this bottom lane and flip the script here on 10 armor. This time, though, they will not opt to push those in, as poor Puffy continues to have DC issues.
A hero has left the
rotating onto Bot Leoric, no, rotating on the boss, so leveraging the pressure in the bot lane to take 4 more shots at the core, and maybe more importantly for Off-Brand Serial, take this boss off the board. So 4 shots going over to 10 armor's core. They are trying to take this bottom bell tower after they... I don't think poor Bot Leoric is getting away this time. So we'll see. Hopefully we can get Puffy back here soon. Okay, so we are having a DC issue. Looks like they're going to reset the router. So I'm going to put BRB up while they figure that out. And save my voice a bit. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes, hopefully. Hang out. Alright, so we are back. Bot Leoric was picked off in the top lane. Bottom lane, 10 armor pushing in. This is kind of an unusual game because the feel of the game has kind of felt like 10 armor is controlling it. But they're actually 5 kills less, despite leading in core health significantly. So it's kind of an unusual game that way. Dahaka doing what Dahaka does best, pressuring the off lane, waiting for the perfect time to brush stalk in. Yummy does get driven off the channel. There's the burrow, the toss, I should say, the burrow on the back line. Jaina gets isolated and tongued and is able to ice block at the very last minute, but they cocoon Tyrande. Leoric, oddly, is the first to fall. Yummy still not dead. Counter kill on the Garrosh. 10 armor. In full retreat here. That was a fantastic play by Rakatan. The burrow onto the backside and the communication. They got the Jaina, weren't able to finish her off, but the cocoon on the Tyrande combined with the isolation and the tongue on the Jaina meant that 10 armor just didn't have the tools to contest that really at all. And it kind of feels like Off-Brand Serial has all the momentum. A tongue lands onto Leoric. He's going to Ghost Walk away. Very close. Does get safely away. But Garrosh is not here. They do get the Entomb on the Dahaka. That's not really the target you want. I think Leoric's going to pay for it. And she does. 10 armor needs to get out of this. There's the Jaina, and this is really trouble for 10 armor. Off-Brand Serial is kind of taking control of this game. Counter kill on the Anubarak, though, paid for with Garrosh. Lompico running for his life. Mad Buddha just doing a lot of damage on that Vala. 10 armor is absolutely back on their heels, and they really don't seem to have an answer. Luckily for them, this will only be a single altar spawn. So 10 armor might be able to kind of reset, get their team back on the board, but they're still in a rough spot. Sorry, having some slight technical difficulties off the side, but now I fixed them, so I will be 100% focused on the game. So 4v4, Mercenaries barreling down the bottom lane for the side of Off-Brand Serial. 20s are here for both sides. Lompico overstepping a little bit. Mad Buddha really putting the pressure on with that strafe. None of the Pumpkin Sappers in yet, and although it doesn't feel like it, 10 armor does actually have the lead in core health. They're able to hold off the Mercenaries, keep a very slight lead, and next team fight's going to win. I can't see how that's not true. And by the looks of this game, it kind of feels like 10 armor scales harder, and let's not overlook Perma Archon by Tassadar. The ability to just keep that thing up basically all the time is huge in a team fight. Leoric and Dahaka continue to duel in the top lane. I'd like to pop up there to get them a little screen time, but really not a lot going on. All the action down here in the bottom lane. It is going to be double altar spawn, so these teams could opt for the Gentleman's Trade and continue this game. Tassadar does get tossed. The taunt is a hair late. He is able to walk away. Ring of Frost catches nobody, but Jaina goes down, and Anubarak is actually in the demilitarized zone and goes down. So a 1-for-1. 10 armor back up. Don't fight into Archon. Back up, back up. Lompico, no! Great play, Dave. Lompico with the unintentional or intentional bait, and then they catch Archon Tassadar, throw him in under the cannons. Leoric, bot Leoric, question mark? Trying to channel the aggressive bell tower. Raynor will get his side. Lompico going for the interrupt with 2 members down. Somebody ping that bot Leoric, and the 10 armor is going to try to finish this off. They do land the tongue on the Garrosh. Oh, the taunt. Dave is so low, but they can't quite finish him. There's the Lunar Flare. This is going the whole way, but I don't think the Haka can live through this. The stun catches them, and this is going to be, I think, but boy, have I been wrong before. 10 armor securing the double bell tower despite bot Leoric? And are they going to try for boss? Boss will end it. And they do have pretty good boss burn, but here comes 10 armor. Here comes off-brand Sphere. 10 armor has to get off the point. Jaina is not here. She is in the bottom lane, taking back the bell tower. So 10 armor thought about the boss play. Off-brand Serial showed up. They wisely retreated. Jaina is securing the bottom. However, with Jaina showing in bottom, off-brand Serial making the boss play. Here comes bot Leoric to make that MVP play. They're going to be here in time, I think, to contest it. It's going to be close, but the Cocoon onto Garrosh. Great play. Ring of Frost catches 2. Vala goes down, absolutely blown up. Raynor soon to follow. Everybody brawling over the point, and it's off-brand Serial who wins the boss fight and keeps the game alive, but loses 3 members in the process. Maybe 4 members in the process. Yummy Cupcake there making the plays, had a huge Ring of Frost, completely executed Vala to start that fight. Now 10 armor is thinking of the 6 bell tower with the Mercs. Leoric's going to take top, only bottom will be left. Bell towers will spawn in 22 seconds. This is going to be a brawl. If off-brand Serial can keep this game going, something spectacular is going to have to happen for that. 10 armor completely in the driver's seat. 3 seconds. They're just spawning now. I don't want to say it until it actually happens, but game 1 of one heck of a fight. Very entertaining match. Going over to Badcaster. Game 1. Going over to 10 armor. That was a really fun matchup. Mad Buddha was killer on the Vala. Look at the damage and the kills. That game really could have gone either way, but when crunch time came, Yummy Cupcake came up with the huge Ring of Frost to slam the door on that team fight. And even though 10 armor didn't win the boss, the death timers were just too long for off-brand Serial to recover from losing 4 members on their last-ditch defense of a boss that would have ended the game either way. So pretty entertaining set there. Hopefully we get Puffy working out her... We should have. Anna slipped all the way through the draft. It wasn't really looked at. Banned here in game 2. Do not want Lompico getting a hold of Anna. She's really strong right now, even with Eye of Horus banned. Rhaegar going to be banned out. Good, and it's going to make it so hard for off-brand Serial to step in there. They try to anyway, lose 2 members for 1. Team's still just absolutely brawling over the Giants, and for the second time in as many games, off-brand Serial secures the Giants, but loses the team fight 3-2. Experience very even. Structures slightly in favor of 10 armor. Oh no, I missed it. Puffy gets caught and picked in the top lane, and that will bring heroic abilities on board for off-brand Serial. This is really where we're going to see what they have in mind for this very unconventional comp that they're running. It's going to be Purifier Beam for Artanis. Is that Ardent Defender? Yes, for Yrel. Expulsion Zone? No. Graviton Surge for Zarya. Shadow Stalker for Tyrande. Lucio is not showing, but typically it is Sound Barrier, and it is. For the side of 10 armor, Massive Shove, Purification Salvo, Ring of Frost, Cocoon, and... Purification of Cocoon and Entomb. So here we go. 10 armor is stepping in hard. The offlaners are in the offlane fighting. They have caught Lucio, at least momentarily. The Auric goes down offlane again. The Surge catches two, but the counter Ring of Frost is money. Stukov goes down, but the Ring of Frost can't get anybody due to this 2.5 support. Artanis finally falls. Lucio still cocooned on the backside. Can they get the Yrel? Yes, they can. A 2-for-2 and still coming. Puffy taking advantage of the trait value there. Mad Buddha going to go down. Puffy spawning on the back of Off-Brand Cereal, finally able to break that fight open for 10 armor and secure the objective. Meanwhile, top lane Merc Camp getting massive value, forcing a response from Off-Brand Cereal. Bottom fort for Off-Brand Cereal has fallen. Top fort has fallen. All the structures for 10 armor looking good though. Despite a couple of kind of off-lane pickoffs, as Puffy being aggressive again. She's been caught out a couple times, really wants to be careful of that. But despite a couple of picks for Off-Brand Cereal and being very difficult to kill, a little bit behind right now. Structurally, the Entomb misses. Oh, that would have been a huge pick for 10 armor. However, they push hard. This mid fort is going down. No two ways about it. Alicite is really just kind of hovering around 10 armor and kind of keeping tabs on where they're at. But just missed the Entomb. If Puffy would have landed the Entomb onto Lucio, he would have been gone. There's no two ways about it. Posturing around Bosch, nobody taking it, and then Artanis and Leoric continue to brawl in the top lane. You do not want to fight in that spell armor, though. Back here in the bottom lane, once again, 10 armor invading the siege camp. Once again, both teams posturing for it. Yrel in a flanking position. The expulsions, or the Graviton Surge catches two. Dave a little late burrowing in on the camp. It does go down. Re-engage here from 10 armor. Ring of Frost catches two, but the shield barrier actually off. And now running for his life, finally falling to Zarya. A 1-for-1 in a very raggedy, all over the place fight. And in the mid lane, the Puffy and Rakuten continue their perpetual duel. Massive shove, knocking Double J away. Midnight Haze is really putting a lot of pressure on Off-Brand Cereal here. Anubrak is not here yet. Off-Brand Cereal will be here first, and Leoric is already channeling top. I would really like to see 10 armor just kind of back off, to be honest. They know Leoric is in the top lane. They're not going to take and win a 5v4. So they're kind of here, and I wish they weren't. But Off-Brand Cereal is not being aggressive. They're just kind of letting 10 armor hang around. Double J is just getting beaten up on by Phoenix, and he gonna get a solo kill, finally forced to popping his heroic and jumping into his own team. A sound barrier needed as well. There's the Ring of Frost catching two. Purification or Purifier Beam onto Jaina to drive her away. Cocoon onto Zarya. In the meantime, though, top lane Leoric, this is a 5-on-4 that 10 armor is going even on, and by going even on, I mean killing Tyrande and maybe more. Yrel goes down, Stukov goes down, Yummy goes down, Alicite goes down, Anubarak running for his life, able to burrow to safety. A 3-4-2 in favor of Off-Brand Cereal despite fighting a 5v4. Now Puffy is coming though. The grenade from Zarya able to finish it off, but Puffy knows where they are, knows where Mad Buddha is. She is just going to do as much damage as she can on her way out the door, and it was almost enough to finish Midnight Haze. The Entomb does not land. Shield's coming back now on Phoenix, so Artanis is not going to be able to win this. Down he goes. And this top keep between the Katas and the Temple was very close to falling. I'm surprised that 10 Armor was able to take that and be successful 5v4. But they showed a better understanding of what was going on than I did, clearly, because they really didn't show any compulsion about taking that engagement despite being outnumbered. And it was Nightmare Haze on Phoenix that was just kind of abusing Yrel on the backside. I was a little surprised Yrel just kind of took so much free damage and didn't get a lot of value out of the heroic. Off-brand Serial now forcing the boss. 10 Armor knows they're here. They are rotating down. Even Leoric is coming this time, so 10 Armor being very patient. Letting Anubarak and Leo come in on the flank, driving them off with a perfect lurking arm, double stun, and there's the Entomb. Expulsion Zone, or Graviton Sword used as a peel there. Ring of Frost does catch 2. Sound Barrier there, going to catch a lot of this damage, but look at that lurking arm and a 3-man root. Lompico, who absolutely flexing on support. Mad Buddha is going to be the first to fall. Off-brand Serial in retreat. Midnight Haze poking and stutter-stepping away on the backside, trying to get that Artanis. Double J also running for his life. 3, 4, maybe 5. No, Alicite able to get away. That fight turned on the 3-man lurking arm root by Lompico. Absolutely crushed that fight. Dave had ideas of just bypassing this keep, but then his teammate called him back. Entomb onto Alicite. The damage isn't there yet. Now it is. Lucio's running away. They need to either make the core call or not. There it is. Graviton Surge catches 2. Core is falling, as is Lucio. 80%, 70. Down goes Mad Buddha. Game 2 going to go over to 10 Armor as they secure a 2-0 domination, probably. Finish it off, guys. There you go, a 2-0 domination over Off-brand Series. So despite some DCs and some connectivity issues and my client freezing, we were able to get through the set. Pretty entertaining one. That game 1 in particular was a lot of fun. We'll see if we can get Lompico in here maybe for a quick interview. And then in about 45 minutes or so over at twitch.tv/JazonHots, I'm going to be writing Shotgun for the Queen's Consort Dread Pirates game. I'm going to let Jay do all the work, and I'm just going to come sit in my chair, maybe have a cup of coffee, talk about some Heroes of the Storm. All right, there's your talents, those of you who want to check that stuff out. All right, let's see if All right, so waiting for Lompico to join us for a couple minutes before we wrap up our second set of our doubleheader. So it looks like we're going to actually have Puffy join us as punishment for her DC issues. Any minute now. So that unconventional comp that Off-Brand Cereal ran in that second game was really good at keeping them up, and those sound barriers were absolutely on point. The damage just wasn't there. They couldn't secure kills, and once they burned all of those heroics, they couldn't stay in the fight anymore. And it was great patience by 10 Armor to hang out, kind of let those abilities run their course, and then re-engage on the back of all of it to complete the team fights, secure the kills, and ultimately win the game. Oh yeah, Pico. Killing me on Pico. That was so much more difficult than it needed. Oh my.
Hey,
You're killing me, Smalls.
I
Absolutely
know.
killing me.
Sorry. I'm technically terrible at Discord. I don't know what I'm doing.
Just gotta click on the lobby.
Sorry.
So Lampico finally joining us after a 2-0. We're gonna talk quickly about game two, and then we're gonna go back to game one, which was fantastic. Game two, after the unconventional composition that Off-Brand Cereal put out, what was the chatter?
We were bummed. We were intimidated, but we pulled through. We really felt like the whole game we were like on the edge. They played that pretty well. I felt like at the end we got a good team fight, and then we felt pretty confident from there.
All right, so now let's go back to that absolutely epic game one. Just kind of take me through your part of it, how the game progressed, and the highs, the lows, the crazy boss fight.
Towards the end, we put faith in Leoric bot, and our faith carried us through to the end of the game. We were really stressed when Puffy was dropping and coming back and dropping and coming back, and trying to find ways to get to their Vala player because she was really making our lives pretty hard as far as getting engages and such. So that's what we focused on.
So this is second or third set for you?
I think this is our second now. Yeah.
Second. You guys got me both sets, you poor bastard.
Oh, we feel lucky.
So how you guys feeling after two sets? The squad's coming along good, feeling good, obviously.
We feel pretty good, and we've kind of got our routine down, and we're just gonna, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
For sure, yeah. You guys, from what I've seen, are drafting pretty kind of standard, straightforward, traditional, like very rock solid, no surprises, but this really works for us comps. Not that I want you to give away super secret strats or anything, and maybe my team should take notes on that. But do you guys have anything in the works for later in the season when teams start to adjust? Or are you just gonna ride this kind of traditional style to the end?
We are very concerned about that, and we're just trying our best to find a couple tricks to pull out of our sleeves when we have to. So yeah, I mean, getting the Tyrande taken from me second game, I was a little bummed there. So yeah, just got to keep diverse.
Well, that's it. Congratulations. 4-0 on the season, 10 armor, looking like a contender in B West. Lampico, shout outs on your way out.
Shout out to Midnight Haze, our shot caller, keeping us strong, and the folks that are watching us. And thanks to you and the other folks at NGS, and thanks to our opponents. It was fun to play.
All right, well, thanks, Lampico. We'll catch you around, my friend. Guys, about 40 minutes from now, yes, 35 minutes from now, come join me and Jason for what should be a fantastic Division A matchup. Queens Consorts and Dread Pirates over on Jay's channel. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you soon.